Most people believe that if a meat is grilled, roasted, or boiled instead of fried, it must be healthy enough, especially if it's lean or high in protein. It's a routine belief many seniors stick to, trusting that removing visible fat or cutting down on red meat is enough. But here's what often goes unspoken. Some meats, even the ones most considered clean or high protein, can still sabotage your energy, memory, and muscle health as you age. And what's even more concerning is that many of these meats are on regular weekly menus in homes of adults over 40, without anyone suspecting a link between them and chronic fatigue, inflammation, or joint stiffness. The truth is, while many older adults feel they're making smart choices by sticking to protein-rich meats, certain meats behave differently in the aging body. This is where the illusion of safety begins to unravel. In today's video, you'll discover the exact meats that can support your strength, protect your memory, and help you feel energized in your 40s, 50s, and beyond, and the ones silently pulling you in the opposite direction. But the real surprise is still ahead. There's one particular meat most seniors keep in their fridge, thinking it's completely safe, that may be gradually weakening their muscles and vitality. And if you already struggle with arthritis, fatigue, or blood pressure, the wrong meat might be quietly worsening it. What's even more surprising is this. Recent analysis from institutions like the Cleveland Clinic and Tufts University has identified lesser-known meat compounds that may either speed up or slow down aging, depending on how often they're consumed. Stick with me to the end, because when these compounds combine with the wrong meats, they can multiply damage in ways most people never realize. Before we get to the full list of meats to avoid and the best ones to prioritize, it's important to understand the deeper dynamics behind why certain meats harm aging bodies more than others. This context will shape how you think about meat selection going forward, and why some common choices might not be as harmless as they seem. Understanding how meat interacts with the aging process involves unpacking how different types of meat affect energy metabolism, cardiovascular strain, muscle retention, and even brain health. For instance, certain meats elevate levels of saturated fats and pro-inflammatory compounds that gradually wear down joint tissues and heart performance. Others introduce nitrites or heme iron overload, both of which have been linked to accelerated cognitive decline and circulatory issues in seniors. Yet this isn't just about individual nutrients. It's about how these meats interact with your existing conditions. If you already deal with fatigue, memory lapses, or elevated blood pressure, the wrong meat choices may not just stall improvement. They could be contributing to long-term damage, even as you think you're eating well. That's why today's discussion is more than a what-to-eat list. It's a breakdown of how meats affect the aging body silently, over time, especially those effects that don't show up in routine checkups until it's too late. If any of this is resonating, type 100 in the comments. But if it doesn't resonate with your current experience, type 0 and why. Your insights may help someone else. And if staying healthy, strong, and well-informed matters to you or someone you care about, make sure to subscribe for more videos that decode nutrition and aging in real, practical ways. Now let's move into the exact meats you should eat, and the 3 you should immediately avoid before these hidden effects gain a stronger foothold in your health. 3. Eggs. For years, older adults have avoided eggs fearing cholesterol complications. Yet new data from Harvard Medical School and the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition confirm that moderate egg consumption does not raise cardiovascular risk for seniors. In fact, it may do the opposite. One standout compound in egg yolks is choline, a nutrient now recognized as indispensable for liver detoxification and neural preservation in aging adults. But what most people don't realize until symptoms begin to surface is that choline deficiency silently contributes to cognitive fading and fatty liver buildup, especially in older adults who eat low-fat or plant-based diets without adjustments. Alongside choline, eggs are rich in lutein and zeaxanthin, 2 carotenoids found in the retina, helping to shield seniors from macular degeneration and age-related vision loss. Their leucine content is another hidden gem. This amino acid directly stimulates muscle protein synthesis, which becomes progressively impaired after age 40, leading to sarcopenia, loss of strength, and loss of independence. According to a study in Nutrients, elderly individuals who consume at least 5 to 6 eggs weekly tend to show higher muscle density and improved cognitive scores. A single large egg delivers around 147 milligrams of choline, about 27% of the daily need for women and 22% for men over 50, and it does so with unparalleled bioavailability. To integrate this powerhouse safely, seniors can consume one whole egg daily paired with fibrous vegetables like spinach or avocado to stabilize blood lipids. However, those with rare genetic lipid disorders or poorly controlled type 2 diabetes may need to consult a clinician before increasing intake. Steamed or poached preparations are best to avoid added fats, and pairing eggs with herbs like turmeric can further enhance their anti-inflammatory impact. 2. Fish. While "eat more fish" is often repeated, the real question should be, which fish? Among the safest and most nutrient-dense choices for seniors are sardines and mackerel, two oily species that don't just provide omega-3s, but also deliver coenzyme Q10, a lesser-known nutrient vital for mitochondrial function in aging muscle fibers. This is key because mitochondrial fatigue is an underlying driver of early muscle weakness in seniors, something many misattribute solely to age. Unlike larger predatory fish, such as tuna or swordfish, sardines and mackerel contain very low levels of mercury, making them especially safe for older adults who may already have slower detox capacity. But the value of these fish extends even deeper. Their natural taurine content supports bile production and gallbladder efficiency, two processes that decline with age and impair fat digestion. A study in Frontiers in Aging Neuroscience reported that regular sardine consumption not only improves triglyceride profiles, but also correlates with better executive function in older adults. 3 ounces of sardines pack over 1,200 milligrams of combined EPA and DHA, offering potent anti-inflammatory effects, particularly for those with joint stiffness or cardiovascular concerns. Seniors can incorporate these fish 2 to 3 times per week, preferably grilled, lightly stewed, or pressure cooked to retain delicate fatty acids. If the taste is too strong, sardine pâtés mixed with herbs and lemon offer a milder alternative. Those on blood thinners or with seafood allergies should speak with their doctor, but for most, these fish serve as a powerful shield against aging-related cellular decline and muscle fatigue. 1. Turkey. Often overshadowed by chicken in senior diets, turkey holds unique bioactive compounds critical for aging bodies, yet most overlook its benefits. Turkey breast, especially lean cuts, is rich in tryptophan, a precursor to serotonin. What often goes unnoticed is how serotonin depletion contributes to disrupted sleep cycles, anxiety, and emotional flatness in older adults, especially women post-menopause. But the real therapeutic potential of turkey lies in its carnosine and anserine content, two dipeptides with potent anti-inflammatory and antioxidant effects. These compounds help buffer pH in muscle cells, preserving strength and function as mitochondrial efficiency declines with age. In a clinical study published in the Journal of Nutrition, Health and Aging, seniors who consumed turkey at least 3 times per week showed improved hand grip strength and better markers of systemic inflammation compared to those eating primarily red meat or processed alternatives. Turkey also delivers over 30 micrograms of selenium per 3-ounce serving, supporting both immune function and thyroid hormone regulation, which are commonly compromised in older adults. Incorporating turkey into weekly meals can be as simple as baking skinless slices or blending ground turkey with herbs like rosemary and sage for added circulatory support. Seniors with gout or kidney issues should moderate portions due to purine content, but for most, turkey serves as a multifunctional protein that nourishes mood, preserves muscle, and boosts long-term vitality. It's a strategic, science-backed alternative to more inflammatory meats, particularly for those in their 60s and beyond. Now, let's dive into the heart of today's video: the 3 meats seniors should avoid. 3. Bacon. Bacon is often seen as a harmless indulgence, but in individuals over 40, its biochemical complexity poses an under-recognized risk. Packed with sodium nitrites and nitrates, bacon undergoes chemical changes during cooking that result in the formation of nitrosamines, compounds extensively linked to colorectal and pancreatic cancers by institutions like the World Health Organization and the American Institute for Cancer Research. But the more hidden danger lies in its density of advanced glycation end products, AGEs, which accelerate oxidative aging processes within tissues, arteries, and even neurons. In adults over 40, whose antioxidant production naturally declines, these ages compound damage faster and more severely, especially in those with pre-existing metabolic strain or cardiovascular sensitivity. A single serving of crispy bacon can deliver up to 9,000 units of ages, and unlike vitamin-rich foods, these compounds don't metabolize cleanly, they accumulate. While many associate bacon's dangers with its fat and salt content, the core issue is how it silently promotes arterial stiffness, impairs endothelial flexibility, and heightens insulin resistance, all while contributing to neuroinflammation over time. This is especially concerning for seniors dealing with early cognitive decline or chronic inflammation. Even turkey bacon, often viewed as a lighter choice, shows comparable levels of sodium and ages. For those who find total avoidance difficult, switching to nitrate-free, minimally processed meats and incorporating achy-reducing herbs like rosemary in cooking can offer some protection, but only marginally. This is not just about heart health or blood pressure. It's about protecting the brain, the joints, and the skin from irreversible breakdown. At this stage of life, every bite matters more than ever. 2. Pork. While often seen as a versatile and even lean protein option, the hidden metabolic stress it imposes is particularly relevant to aging adults. A 2020 review from the National Kidney Foundation highlights how phosphate additives, especially inorganic phosphates added during pork processing, are absorbed at rates as high as 90%, significantly straining renal function in people with age-related filtration decline. Unlike organic phosphates found naturally in meat, these synthetic forms bypass normal digestive checks, entering the bloodstream rapidly and promoting vascular calcification, a hardening of the arteries that compounds cardiovascular risk. Complicating matters further is pork's unfavorable omega-6 to omega-3 fatty acid ratio, which tilts the inflammatory scale in the body. Chronic low-grade inflammation is now recognized by the Cleveland Clinic and Mayo Clinic as a key driver behind age-related diseases, including arthritis, insulin resistance, and even neurodegeneration. Even cuts marketed as lean, like tenderloin, don't avoid these risks. In fact, pork fat composition, especially in commonly consumed pork chops or ham, has been linked to disrupted lipid profiles in aging populations. And pork's processing often involves hidden sugars, preservatives, and sodium phosphates that compound these effects. For individuals in their 40s or older who may already be navigating metabolic slowdowns, decreased insulin sensitivity, and inflammatory markers, pork can quietly become a catalyst for fatigue, joint stiffness, and vascular wear and tear. Opting for anti-inflammatory proteins like salmon, sardines, or lentil-based dishes can offer cleaner nourishment. But if pork must remain in one's diet, it must be limited to no more than 3 ounces weekly, and only in unprocessed, additive-free forms. Though even then, its long-term role in accelerating age-related degeneration cannot be ignored. 1. Organ meats. While frequently praised for their nutrient density, especially in vitamins A, B12, iron, and copper, organ meats like liver, kidney, and heart carry a complexity that's not always suited for aging physiology. For adults over 40, especially those with slower detoxification efficiency or early-stage kidney dysfunction, the purines, cholesterol esters, and copper concentrations in these meats can create compounding risks. Elevated purine levels promote uric acid buildup, which can crystallize in joints and soft tissues, leading to painful gout flare-ups and inflammatory cascades. This risk is compounded when detox pathways slow with age or when hydration habits falter, both common realities among seniors. High copper intake, particularly from beef liver or kidney, can overwhelm hepatic clearance systems and increase oxidative stress at the cellular level, contributing to fatigue, mitochondrial inefficiency, and increased cardiovascular strain. While vitamin A in small amounts supports vision and skin, organ meats often deliver this fat-soluble vitamin in excess, risking toxicity, especially in older adults with declining liver function. A single serving of beef liver contains over 6,500 micrograms of retinol, exceeding the daily safe upper limit by 722% for individuals over 40. The concern here isn't the presence of nutrients, but their concentrations, their bioavailability, and the slowed metabolic pace of the aging body. Regular consumption without clinical monitoring turns a superfood into a stressor. Substitutes like sardines or eggs can offer B12 and iron in safer doses. And for those seeking the benefits of organ meats without the overload, occasional microdosing, under clinical guidance, may offer a compromise. But unsupervised or habitual consumption poses a long-term risk to strength, cognition, and cardiovascular integrity. Today's video revealed the hidden metabolic consequences of meats often overlooked by adults over 40, showing how bacon, pork, and organ meats, despite their appeal or nutrient reputation, may silently undermine vitality, muscle strength, and organ function as we age. Small daily choices can lead to transformative long-term benefits. Begin with just one change today. If you've made it this far, you're clearly committed to your health. Subscribe so you never miss a single update, and comment where you're watching from. We'd love to hear your story. Thank you for watching.